How everybody doing?
Hey, Calvin, how are you today?
Good.
Hey, I want to ask you, first of all, you have to forgive me for not remembering. Did you play special teams on the in Monday's spring game?
I played punt. I played punt.
So it sounds like Coach Bielema is interested in maybe getting some starters or potential starters on special teams. Why do you think that's important? What do you think starters? I mean, maybe you don't always see that traditionally. What can they bring to that phase of the game?
I think that's crucial going in big games. This in every game, honestly. You should have your best. I think you should have your best players on the field. At all times. That's on special teams, defense, offense. Special teams what counts the most, and I believe that's what he wants to do, and that's what you do in the NFL. So might as well do it in college as well.
What kind of mindset does it take to be on some of those special teams unit?
I think it's a discipline mindset and starting to just care about everything. A lot of guys will know a lot of places that don't take special teams as serious as they should, and you can lose games with special teams. Lose games. It means a lot. So you have to have a good mindset just going into it and taking the craft serious.
And I want to ask, what's this spring been like for you? Obviously, with some injuries at the room, I'm assuming getting quite a bit of reps. How's it gone? Where have you grown? What's this been like?
I think I've grown a lot. Gotten better a lot this spring. Been able to meet a lot of guys. And, I love the room. Even though a lot of guys are hurt, I've been able to still socialize with them, get to know them guys. There's a lot of great players in the room, great personalities. Great people outside of the field as well. So just being able to get to know them and has helped my experience even more.
And so I know it's not officially official yet, but it sounds like this one-time transfer is going to go through. What did
Yeah,
that mean to you when you heard it? I see a little smile coming across your face. Like, what did that
yeah.
mean to you when you heard it? How did you kind of react to that news?
It was like a breath of fresh air. I was just happy to hear the good news because me and my parents been waiting on the word. But guys are telling me I have nothing to worry about. But it's good to hear it's kind of coming sealing in the bud. But I'm just excited being able to actually transfer and get to play right away. It's honestly a blessing.
If I could get one more, do you think this was something that should have happened a long time ago? Like, what do you think of this rule now coming into place for guys who are in a situation like you?
I mean, I know it would have saved a lot of guys' careers if it was coming to play earlier, but a lot of things take turns. Due to COVID, we encounter a lot of things that nobody expected. So I think it's all about timing. A lot of guys get in certain situations where they don't know what's what. So honestly, it's just a blessing for me to be able to get put into a situation where I can transfer and play right away. Especially for a lot of guys out there that entered the portal this year, which was crazy.
Thanks, Calvin. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Calvin, how much of this defense do you feel like has been installed right now? Just ballpark it. Like, are they doing it kind of slow and steady right now so that you guys are understanding it, or are they kind of trying to hit you with it, all in one big swoop?
I would say slow and steady. It's a lot of new people in the room. It's a whole new coaching staff, but I would say a lot, but a little. They're taking it slow. They're taking it slow, making sure everybody understands the concepts before we move forward. Just starting fresh with a new system, new players, and getting adjusted to everything.
How much of an adjustment has it been personally for you? Is it something that you feel like is similar to what you were doing at North Carolina State, or is it
Um,
just completely a new kind of world that you're in right now?
it's something very similar. Actually, my freshman year, I had a defensive coordinator, David Huxtable, and we kind of ran a similar scheme, similar scheme that we're running. So, I've been able to kind of pick up on certain things. Everything is different, but there's like certain concepts that you can pick up on. There's certain words that mean the same thing, but there's just different techniques to go about it. So, it's been not hard to pick up on, but something that's actually kind of easy.
My last question is just how has it been working with Coach Boo? I mean, is there a personality that's able to be drawn for you, and how has it been going for you? Just it's a new person and somebody that you weren't familiar with before you, I guess, even decided to come here. But How is that going?
Man, Coach Boo has been nothing but family to me, especially not just me, just like everybody in the room. Everybody loves him. He's a great coach. You know, he takes his work very serious, and, you know, he demands greatness out of us, and that's all he expects of us, and that's what we want to do on the field. So when you have a coach that backs you and that treats you that way, makes you play hard on the field, and being able to have him, you know, coach us the way he does, and the way he does it is it's not like a lot of coaches that I've been around. So it's been good to experience.
Hey, CJ. You mentioned this linebacker room, and obviously a lot of the guys who are in it are guys who are holdovers. They're familiar with this Illinois system, what Illinois football kind of is. What do you feel like you have brought to this room now that you had some time to really integrate with the guys, play with the guys who are holdovers? What do you feel like you have brought to this linebacker room?
I just believe that, you know, I brought, you know, I just bring a more of a, you know, family vibe, leadership. You know, I try to bring a leadership, try to, you know, be great in the facility and outside the facility, you know, try to show guys that's kind of younger, and even guys that's older that's come back, you know, just how I do things, and they've been able to help me and I help them. It's kind of been a give and take situation, you know, just being able to watch film together, chop it up, and learn from each other with different schemes. It's kind of been just a meshing point for us.
Is there anybody that you've especially connected to as far as players go in that linebacker room? I know, like you said, some guys have been injured, but you've still been able to interact with them. So anyone in particular?
I wouldn't say anybody in particular, because I think we're all just growing and learning from each other. You know, I think everybody's actually pretty closer than it's been here and in the past. You know, just having this whole family experience more, and that's kind of what Coach Boo tries to preach in the meeting room and on the field. You know, it's family the most important thing. So I think that we have a good leadership in the linebacker room, and we kind of holding a good brotherhood that we're steady building.
And then Monday was your first chance to kind of see the Illinois fans in action. I know it's not, you know, like max crowd or anything like that, but what were kind of your takeaways from that, and just being able to play in front of some fans here?
Oh, it was amazing being able to experience this a snippet of Illini Nation, you know, being out there in the stadium for the first time, wearing the jerseys, wearing all that stuff for the first time. It was kind of surreal, you know, being in different colors for so long. Now I'm wearing orange and navy blue, and it's honestly, I like how it looks on me.
Thanks.
Hey, CJ, I was looking at your player bio on the team's website, and it says you own your own clothing brand. How did you get started into that kind of industry and that venture?
That's a great question to ask. Honestly, I was kind of doing it kind of under the radar, just because my friend had started a brand, and he kind of just gave me a little bit of a little chip, kind of saying, you know, you can do this, something that you're good at. And then, you know, I never thought about actually taking it serious until this past year, where we were kind of in quarantine, and I had a bunch of ideas in my head, but I couldn't really get it into play until about the end of this year. And now it's actually been working pretty well. I have a good website going on. And, you know, it's kind of something that I'm into fashion and in the dressing nice. So it's been kind of cool to start. Just kind of like a hobby to have as well.
How do you kind of go about designing the different pieces that you're able to put out there on social media, and I guess on your website too, I guess?
Basically, I would design things just from my iPad. You know, it's an app called Procreate. You know, be able to design different things, and we have a manufacturer down in Florida where I'm from that gets everything shipped out.
And then kind of a technicality here, how much would like the name, image, likeness stuff, should that pass this spring, kind of help you grow this brand throughout other channels, I guess, if that's a way that you can kind of describe it?
I believe that it will just open more doors, honestly, you know, being able to promote with that rule passing, it's helping me promote things, promote my name, you know, and promote my brand as well, and different, not just Instagram, but, you know, all social platforms. You know, honestly, just being able to use all those things to reach more heights and more people.
And then I saw that, well, obviously Brett brought in the name, image, likeness kind of expert to help you guys kind of build your own brands. What have your conversations been like with him through your clothing brand and then through your own brand and tying that stuff together to make it as big as it can be?
I think, just actually from learning about that, I learned a lot, really about you can really make a lot of money from the people that you meet, and how many followers you have and how many people that you're able to reach is all about, you can kind of control that. So I think the more people that you can reach, the more opportunity that you have in that world. So, I learned a lot during that time, being able to actually do things to promote myself and promote my team and my business.
Thanks, CJ. Appreciate it.
Calvin, I had a quick follow-up about this one-time transfer rule. Do you remember where you were when you kind of got the news that it was, I don't say official yet, but I mean basically official?
I was actually on the third floor here, meeting with Coach Boo, and I walked out of his office, and they told me you got some good news for me. It was like, it's a good day to be a transfer. So I was ecstatic when I heard it.
I know a lot of people kind of expected this or saw this maybe was coming down, but is it tough to put your faith in that? Like, like you think it's going to happen and all signs point to it, probably happening, but like it's not there yet. Was that a tough thing for you?
It was just, it's kind of just taking a leap out on faith, but, I had to do it. And, I had to just kind of take my chances with it. And, I think God has a plan. I believe in that. God had a plan for me. And I feel like it's going to come into fruition like it's like the plan should be.
I want to ask you one more thing about the linebacker room. Like we've seen guys like Jake and Shamond and Tariq and Kalon, but
yeah.
Once you get all these pieces together, I mean, what do you think the ceiling is for this room here?
Oh man, the ceiling is high, man. I don't think there's any ceiling for us because we're just going to keep getting better. And, this because there's so many good athletes in the room, we're just going to get better from each other. And the competition in the room is crazy. It's going to have to be some kind of rotation going on or something like that just to have talent on the field. There's no drop off, I believe. All those guys are really good and can bring their individual talents to the field.
Do you guys talk to Jake? Like he kind of experimented a little bit with the draft process this year. Do you guys talk to him about what that was like and what that could be like down the road for some of you guys?
I wasn't able to get into detail about how his specific experience was. I know he was battling certain things in his personal life, but from what I've been able to hear and speak with him, I heard it was going pretty well. But he wants to get another chance to win that Big Ten championship, and what better is to have him come back and do what he does best.
Last thing, maybe you've been asked this: do you prefer Calvin or do you prefer CJ, or does it matter?
I prefer Calvin, when it's like a professional speaking, but friends and family call me CJ. So
cool. Thank you.
Calvin, what were you looking for in the transfer process? I'm sure you were asked about this right after you agreed to come here and showed up on campus, but what were you specifically kind of looking for? Did you know what you were looking for when you put yourself in the portal, or was it one of those, I'll know it when I see it?
I knew I was looking for a coach that I was looking for a place where I could be myself, and be comfortable and find a coach where I can trust and, and play, have somewhere where I could, play to the best of my abilities, and have my talent show, do what I can on the field. And the biggest thing for me was being able to get somewhere that could just give me the nice opportunity to just perform. All I wanted was an opportunity, and I'm getting the opportunity here to showcase my abilities. So that's the main thing that I wanted.
And quite frankly, did you enjoy the portal process and all that it went with that, or did you find it, kind of like to be a big pain?
Enjoyable wouldn't be the word I would use, but it wasn't a pain either. It was kind of just like a recruiting process all over again. Kind of just having to see through the blindness. But all in all, it was a good experience for me. Because it got me here, so I can't complain too much.
Thanks, Calvin. Appreciate it.
How y'all doing?
Hey, what's up, Devon? How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, so I guess first of all, what are your impressions of working with Coach Henry? What do you think about him, and how's he helping you grow as a player?
Yeah, he's a great coach. Yeah, he's pushing me to my maximum potential. He doesn't joke off. He don't mess around. He wants the best for us, and not only as a player, but as a person, as a man too. So yeah.
I mean, it seems like you respond pretty well to that kind of coaching. How come that is? I mean, some guys maybe wouldn't respond that well, but what is it about that you like?
I think because he wants the best for me. So yeah, he wants the best for me. Not only me, all my peers who I'm playing with. So to grow as him having that much confidence in himself, knowing he can better produce us as people, as men, as young men, it just made me strive harder than I do.
I think he called you a junkyard dog back there on defense. What do you imagine that means, and what's that mean to you that he kind of sees that in you?
Fearless. I have to come to practice, knowing I got to be the best person I am every day. No days off. Fly around to the football every day. So, yeah, 10-yard dog, that's what that stands out to me.
Has that always been your personality? I mean, I remember when you got here, it was kind of late in training camp, and you had to adjust pretty quickly. Has that always been something like that for you?
Yeah, even growing up, because I had the adversity, I wasn't as big as everybody else. So, that's been my mentality since I was coming up, since high school.
And then I have a question. It sounds like Coach Bielema wants to put starters on special teams. That seems like it's important to him. And you're a guy who really kind of found your way into a starting role because of special teams. Why is that an important element of football? I think maybe some people kind of gloss over it if it's not a punter or a kicker. What's important about that?
Special team help wins games. We got to put the best players out there on special teams. If we can make it play on special team, it translates over later into the offense or the defense, depending on who getting the ball. So, yeah, he's big. He's really big on special teams. That's where I made myself at. So I love being on special teams.
Awesome. Thanks, Devon. Good to see you.
Hey, Devon. Good to see you. What are your assessments of how the secondary played in that spring game? I feel like the defensive line might have gotten highlighted a little bit more, maybe a little more action for them. But how do you feel like you guys performed in the secondary?
We did real good. Defense line and the defense back, we all go hand in hand. So we depend on them and they depend on us. So I think we did good. And
one guy who I know is new to that room who seems like he's made an impact is Prather Hudson transferring over. What have been your takeaways from working with him so far?
He's a dog. He comes to work every day with the mindset of being the best him, and just being around him, it makes me want to be the best me every day. Knowing I can never take a day off because he's never going to take a day off, and that just helped me be a better me.
And I wanted to ask you about one other guy in that room, Talon, getting that scholarship. What impact does that have on you to see his reaction to that and see what it meant to him, and to see him get that scholarship after his work?
I was real happy because I know he worked hard for it. I think he was kind of overlooked coming up, and he was just been working day in and day out. He never took a day off. He always come in to work, try to be the best, and prove that why he deserved that scholarship. So when I see him get it, I was real happy. It was like kind of a dream come true for me.
Nice. Thanks, Devon.
Hey, Devon. Hope you're well, man. I'm just wondering, now that you've had almost a full spring here with the new staff, I know you brought in the other staff. They were believers in you, but what's the biggest change you've seen in just this spring?
Well, we plan for each other. We all want to be better. We want to change this program. We want to change the history, you know what I'm saying, so we can be better. And that's what I think everyone's buying in now. Everyone takes it serious. No one just want to do it just because. Everyone takes it serious.
And then what's it been like to have Tony back at cornerback? I know that's a position he's been comfortable with in the past. What have you seen from him?
Oh, he's a leader. He's outstanding. He's holding everyone accountable. He's coming to work every day. And it makes me feel like I have someone I can depend on, I can look up to. So having him back there with me, I feel comfortable.
And what's the mindset of a cornerback in Ryan Walters' defense? What's he trying to imprint on you?
You gotta be a dog. It's gonna be tough on you. You're gonna be out there playing every play. So yeah, it's gonna be tough to play corner in this defense.
And from your perspective, what was it like seeing Marquez go to offense? And do you go up against him at all? Like, what are those battles like?
I think when I seen him, I kind of knew, I kind of felt like he should go play offense because we talked about it outside of football. So when I finally moved, it kind of felt regular. It's like where he's supposed to be, to be honest.
Why do you feel that?
Well, he was a receiver in high school, so and I just think like that's where he feels more comfortable at. Then that's where he's going to strive at.
And anyone stepping up back there? I know Kendall's, fighting for a role. Who else are you seeing, or what are you seeing from the guys behind you and Tony?
Kendall, he made such a great improvement since since our first game. Taz, he's coming up, and Jaden, he's working. So we got something special coming up.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
That's it.
Hey, Devon, you said like you got to have the mentality that you can't take a day off. Like, how do you do that? Because I think human nature sometimes would be like, okay, maybe today I'm just going to back off a little bit. But how do you keep at that level every single day for, 8 weeks and then 5 weeks of training camp?
I think it's the people around you. Everyone, like not just one person. Like if we feel like someone's not coming how they usually do every day, we'll get on, talk to them like, hey, this is you're not being yourself right now. Like we know what you're capable of. We know what you can do. So, like having the people around you that wants the best for you, I think that's how you stay out there every day.
And you said, you weren't always the biggest guy growing up, and so I guess frankly, like, how did you end up here? How did somebody who maybe wasn't always the biggest guy, and I know didn't have all the rankings coming out of high school, how did you get here? How does that continue to push you?
I would say hard work and the people you have around you. People who push you, who believes in you. I think that's for most part that helped me get to where I am today. And someone who seen the potential I had in myself that I didn't see at first. It helped me get here.
Does it help you knowing that like Coach Henry was pretty accomplished as a cornerback in the Big Ten? Do you guys talk about that? Like, what does he tell you that you need to continue to do to elevate yourself to a level like that?
I got to be the best me every day, not just on the field, but off the field, such as academics. He's very big on academics. And I think that's what it is.